Hi and welcome to yet another Facemaker video tutorial. I am Nuno and today we'll be creating a watch face for the Huawei Watch series. So why the watch series? Well, there's a feature that the watch series has that the GT series doesn't, which is the styles. If you take a look here at the Facemaker interface, you'll see that you have a button that right now it's disabled, which says styles. Well, what it does is it allows you to create several watch faces inside one single watch face. And that's great because you can change the look on the fly of your watch face and have several styles associated with it. So let me show you here. This is a watch face I made a couple of years ago based on the Montjuic racing track, I think, in Barcelona. This is a real watch face. So, and it has several watches, several looks. So I thought about, making them all the three in one single watch face. And this is what we'll be creating today. So keep in mind, these will be three watch faces, not one. So, but I'll be cheating a little bit. So I will create the bases for the watch face, and then I will simply copy it to the other styles and change the colors. And this will be great to show you what you can do with Facemaker and how easy it is to create variants of a certain watch face you want. So hang on to your hat and let's start. Okay, so let's start Facemaker, and by the way, right now I can also show you two new features that Facemaker has. So right now you can select the look of your watch by selecting this select box here and choosing the style you want. So if you have the active, you can go with the active look, the classic or the elite, and 90% of the watches here have this. So I made images for all of them. So even the first Huawei GT series has two variants. So yeah, you can, this is great fun to play with because you can, choose the look you want and then export a snapshot of your watch face using that specific look. The other feature I would like to show you, and keep in mind this is only available to sponsors on the Facemaker Professional Edition. Okay, so I'll open the Web Archive, which is this option here on the File menu, and this is a special collection of curated watch faces made by me and made available for for any Facemaker user to download, edit, make modifications, whatever they want, and then export for themselves. And yeah, these are all watch faces that were created by me, and you can have easy access to them. So for example, if you wanted this one, all you have to do is double click and Facemaker will download the project, and now you could, for example, go into the background, and let's say you wanted another color. So all you had to do is add a hue effect and change the color. Okay, so it's as easy as doing this. Okay, and finally, when you're done, you can choose the look you want and then export a snapshot using the image, the look of the watch that you want. Okay, so this is just a side note. This was added 1 or 2 versions ago. I won't be downloading the Google fonts. I have just installed the latest Facemaker version, and on your first run, Facemaker asks if you want to download the Google fonts. Well, there are more than 1,000, and And I'm sorry also for my voice. I think I'm getting a cold. So there are more than 1,000, and you shouldn't install more than 100 or less fonts on Facemaker, because it will make the startup very slow or take too long. Okay, so here I'm going to change some settings since I have just installed the latest Facemaker version. I want to change some things. So I want the auto rename containers and widgets. This is very handy. Here on the interface, I'm gonna turn off the show shortcuts, which is this list of shortcuts here. I don't need them. I know them from all the shortcuts because I created them basically. Okay, about, oh yes, the export. I will turn off append model name and append version, because these simply append the name of the watch and the version of the watch face into the exported file name, and I don't think I need that. Okay, so let's start. I was thinking about using Huawei Watch 4, but I will go with Watch 3 instead. Okay, so let's use the active version. And to start, I'm going to start adding some widgets. So background, and first I am going to define the watch face name. So Montjuic, and let's give it W3. So for watch 3 and whip, work in progress. Okay, so submit and file save as, and then I will save it on the desktop, and then later I will transfer it into my specific watch faces folder. Okay, so we're good to go. Here on the background, you'll notice that when you press this plus button for the watch series, you have almost the same options as for the GT series, but watch series as this one, the custom. So when you had it, look, now we have the styles button enabled. Okay, and this is how it works. You have custom widgets that you can then choose on the watch by simply scrolling up or down, or switching this knob here. Okay, so right now I need to import these 3 images. They will be the reference for us to create the basic shapes and everything else. Okay, so right now here on the custom, or rather I'm gonna add 3 custom widgets from the start. So these will be the 3 different styles, and on this one I am going to add an image, and then just drag and drop this reference image we have here, and voila, watch face made. No kidding. Okay. So we'll use this as a reference, and even though I designed this a long time ago, I will be using it as a reference. These watches are on the internet. You can check this image on the internet and find it and use it. I'm using my own. Okay, so let's do the same for the other custom widgets. So here we'll add an image, and here I'm going to load the other 2. So these are just references, so you can check the colors and all that. There we go. So how does it work? So basically, inside this background main container, you have 3 custom widgets, and you can choose a default one. So if you click on the background, you have this field here. You can select the custom widget you want. Well, I usually give them names. So right now here I'll double click and enter white. This one is the, let's call it red, and this one blue. Okay, so now when we go back into the background main container, you'll see that they're named accordingly, and you can simply select the one you want as default. So I'll go with the white, and immediately you see that this one will always show, okay, when you're working other widgets, if you press this one, it will switch into it. But by default, this will be the one shown, okay? So keep this in mind. This is important for you to be able to work with the widgets and have the one you want visible, okay? So now let's go back into the watch and start building this, because I already took a lot of time to get to this point, and this is gonna be long, okay? So right now, let's start building it and start adding images. So I'll add an empty image, put it on the top left. And by the way, remember to always lock the other layers. So you can even press this one, so you can lock all the layers here and then unlock the one you want to work with. In this case, this new one we added. Okay, so now we need to create this image. So I'll simply press generate, and now I am going to sample the gradient. So this is a color gradient. The bottom one and then the top one. And yeah, there's not much difference, but it is a gradient. So I'm gonna add it to the favorites. Maybe we won't need it, but who knows? Okay, so let's make it the same size as the watch. So 466 by 466, and the background is done. So let's proceed. New image. And now let's make this inner circle here, this one, this darker one. So I'll start by positioning this placeholder here, perhaps here. Yeah, I'll go with this one, this 41. Okay, so we know that on the Y coordinates it's 40, so it should be the same here. So let's insert manually 41. And now we need to press generate and increase the width just like this until we match this side of the circle. And it should be more or less here. We can't really see it, but I'll take my chances. So we can also do this. So for example, we know we have 40 pixels on this side, or rather 41, and we must have 41 on this side for it to be centered, okay? So let's open the calculator here. So 41 times 2, it's 82, minus 466, which is the total width, gives us 384. So we know that this shape must be 384. So all we need to do is set it here and then insert it manually here, and there we go, a perfectly centered image. Okay, so this is now done, but I'll set the gradient from the start. So let's call the gradient picker here and try to sample these colors. Let me just make sure that this one is correct, and indeed it is. Let's add it to the favorites and close, and this should be done now. There we go, and now we can simply make a circle out of it, and there we go. And this is what we have up until now, okay? And we can proceed. So let's hide these two, and let's make this inner circle, and this will be the last one, okay? So let's add an image and place it just like we did before. So -1, so 71. And 71 on the X coordinates too. And now let's press generate. And we can do the same we did before. So 71 times 2, 142 minus 466, and it must be 324 pixels. So 324, 324, and there we go. And now let's lock it, hide it, and pick these colors. You know, it's more of the same, I guess. So It becomes quite repetitive at times, but once you get the hang of it, it's very easy. So this should be correct now. Let's make it a circle and show all the others, and there we go. Okay, so now let's start creating more difficult shapes. So I see these marks all around on the second circle, and this is what we'll create now. So now I need a black circle, this one, the thin black circle. Okay, so let's have an image, again place it, so this should be perfect. So 64, and now let's press generate, and now instead of generating a gradient, we're going to generate a circle. There we go. And now I think I need to sample this dark gray color, and let's do it. And I'll add it to the favorites because I think I'll be using it for a lot of things here. So there we go, stored, and we can proceed. So I can see that this line width is too it's too wide. We need to make it smaller. So this is the setting here, circle line width. So make it smaller. I think I'll go with a 2 pixels width, or maybe 1. Is this even visible? And yes, I believe it is. So let's do 1. And now let's do the same thing. So to keep it centered, okay? So 64, just come in here, 64 times 2, 128 minus 466, 338. So we know it has to be 338 here on the width, but we're working with radii or radius. So basically we need to increase this value here, so we have 338 up here. So let's do it. Okay, so 339. Okay, we can do it because this has to be a pair number. So let's do that now, or sorry, not a pair, even number. Okay, so let's use a 2 pixels. And you know what? This might not be noticeable. Let's go with 339. And I think it works, yeah. So, yeah, it works perfectly. Okay, so let's go with 339. It's just 1 pixel. You won't even notice it on the watch. Okay, so now we're gonna do these. So the hours and minutes marks here. Okay, so that's very easy. Let's add an image. Here we press generate. And like before, we'll try to match the Y location. And in the meanwhile, let's change this to dial. There we go. And set it to hours 12. Perfect. Okay, we won't be using the digits, so we might as well just disable them, just like that, and enable the hours, just like this, okay? So we know that this is in the right spot, so like right there, so 46. Let's put it on the same X coordinates. There we go, 46. And now I am going to use the exact same method. So 46 times 2 minus 466. 374. Okay, so 374, 374. And it should be perfect, I guess. Yes. I believe it is. Okay, so now we need to pick the color. I picked a gradient before. They're different pickers, okay? So you have the color picker and the gradient picker, okay? So I'll maybe make it a little bit, no, it's too dark. I have to go with something in between. And this should work, okay. So let's zoom in and then increase the width, just like that, and I believe 3 will be perfect. And now increase the length. And now we should enable our circles, our circle images, because I have to see where this ends, and it has to be flush with this one here. So this has to be flush with this circle here, okay? So let's make it 1 pixel more, and there we go. And this should be perfect now. And now we'll enable the minutes too. So there we go. And here, I believe, oh, I didn't add it to the favorites. Let's do it now. So add here to the favorites, and now it will be available here. And indeed it is. So now it's selected, and we can now hide the circles we created and try to match this length, okay? So the marks are there, they're just so well overlapped that you can see them. Let's increase the length right there, and now we can enable everything else and see if this matches. And indeed it does, I guess. Yes, it does. It's absolutely perfect. So we can proceed. This is now done. Turn off the generate form and just lock all the layers, and let's proceed. So now, yeah, it's turning out great, I guess. I think I am going to take care of these numbers here. Okay, so I made some research. Usually I don't do it. I just use a similar font, a font that looks good, and I don't waste too much time searching for the perfect font. But in this case, I thought it would be better, it would look better if I used the real font. So I sampled these two numbers here, and then I used the image to search on what the font or font identifier, I think. And let me show you my technique. So I usually add an image and I put it above the numbers I want to sample. And then let me just turn off the aspect ratio lock there. I do this, and then I simply use the copy from background. There we go. Now we have this image that we can export, save to disk, and search on those sites that identify the fonts. You can even try to make it look to have more contrast, because right now it's too much gray on gray. So let's go into the effects, and perhaps you can add, let me see here, perhaps a gamma. Maybe the gamma after the brightness or the contrast. Yeah, so I usually do this, and then I have a gamma effect and increase the gamma, just so we have a darker version of the numbers, okay? And then I just come in here and I export it, save it on disk, and I go into the font identifier sites, and I search for the font, and it gives me usually a good list of fonts that are similar. Well, in this case, I identified this font. It's called Callisto, and let me see if I have it installed already. I do not. So I saved it on this folder here. So I'm going to import it, and you have two ways you can do it. You can go straight into the, let me just open here. You can go straight into the Facemaker installation folder, open the fonts folder, and simply copy the fonts there. So you can do this, just like that. Copy, nope, sorry. Copy here, or rather to be copy, not move. So I'm gonna copy it to the original folder, just to keep a backup. So now this is on the fonts, the Facemaker fonts folder, but if you go into the preferences and press fonts, they won't be here. Now all you have to do is press update. And there we go. Now all the fonts are available for us, and we can create those numbers. So right now I'm going to create this one here. And for that we can add a artistic text, write 12, and go and select that font we imported. Now let me see which one it is. So maybe heavy. And not quite, because it has a sort of a shadow or a border all around, and that's what makes it the same width as this one, I guess. So instead I'll go with bold. I think I have a bold version, and I believe this one will work better. Just need to tweak the size. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same. As long as you achieve, you know, a similar look, it will look great in the end, I guess. So right now we have the numbers created, and now I need to sample the colors. So pick this one, maybe this one. There we go. And now we need that border. Now I need to see if I'll apply a border or a shadow effect. Let's first apply a noise effect. So what the noise does, it gives some, you know, natural artifacts, some noise to the image. So I'm going to increase this to 1, and you can immediately see some of it, and I believe this will be enough. Yeah, 2 is way too much, so let's go with 1. There we go. And remember, the devil is in the details. So when you had small stuff like this, when in the end, when all the effects are summed, when you have a final look, all those effects will work together and give you a better result. Now I'm trying to see what I'm going to use here, if the border or the shadow. So mode 1 works better, I guess. And let's go with the lighter color here. Something like that. Let's do the same for this one. And there we go. I believe we have a perfect result. This will work wonderfully, I guess. And we might end up adding a small shadow. Let me see how it looks. And yes, it will work. Okay, we can proceed now and just hide everything else. And let's take care of the other numbers. So we don't need to create a new one because we already have this one, the 12. So it has the effects and all that. So all we need to do is clone and show it, unlock it, and move it. And once here, all we need to do is change the text. So 3. And it will use all the effects we gave to the 12, so much faster. Clone, move, and change the text to 9. There we go. And now we need a variant, this one. So this one is different. Let's clone, let's put it here, change the text to 6. There we go. And now we need to sample this color here. And for that, I'm going to add a fill color before the noise color. So let's go and add a fill color, put it before or beneath the noise effect, and then select this color here. There we go. Immediately we have something like this that looks almost perfect. But I believe this border around the number is lighter than the one we have. So let's do that. Let's make it lighter, just like that, and just like that. And maybe increase the border to 2 pixels. And there we go. I think this will work, so let's use it. Right now we have the other number behind, so let's create this circle here so we can see the final effect. So image, generate, and I believe this is almost white or white, and it is, no, not perfect white, but almost. Okay, 80 by 80, and now let's try and match the dimensions. So here, let's push it to the left, and now, oh, and I almost nailed it. It was 82. There we go. So now we can make a circle. There we go. Put it behind the text and see how it looks. And yes, I think this is coming along quite nicely, I would say. It is very similar to the version, to the reference image, okay? So, yes, I think this is fine as is. So I just want to take care of one thing. Here I will maybe try the mode 2 for the border. And yes, I believe it looks better, not so jagged lines. Maybe not. Yeah, but I'll go with this one. It doesn't matter. This is such a small effect that I don't think it will have that much of an effect. Okay, so now let's hide everything else, and let's take care of this Montjuic logo here. And I'll open a new tab and search for Montjuic race logo. There we go. I believe this is the only one we have. And immediately you see some of the watches that have this appearance. There we go. Here's another one. Okay, I believe this is the only one we have. So now I am going to right-click the image and select copy image. And let's go back into Facemaker. Here we'll add an image and click this image preview and press Ctrl V. There we go. Now we have the image here, and let's start by crop the content. And now we need to resize it. So maybe 80. A lot of things are 80 in this watch face. This circle here was 82, so okay. And you know what? I believe this is almost the same size. I just need to make it the same color as this one. So this is very easy. We just add a fill color. There we go. And here, let's go with this color we sampled before, and I believe it will work wonderfully. And yes, more or less the same, so it doesn't have to be exactly the same, okay? So this is done, but we now have a "We are racing" text here that we need to eliminate. So we can edit image by pressing this button and selecting the eraser tool, make it a little bit smaller, and just erase that "We are racing" right there, okay? And this tool is perfect for this kind of thing. So erasing simple stuff, small stuff, for example, just to make a light tweak on your watch face, and this tool is perfect for that, okay? Now we need the 1986 here, okay? So let's add a artistic text. Insert 1986. And let's choose that color. I think I have it here, and indeed I have. And this is not Callisto. I think this is a, let me see here, not this one, Roboto. Roboto medium. Let's make it the same size for now. And you know, I always go through this. Finding the fonts is the hardest part, okay? Helvetica. Not this one. Oh God, I'm wasting so much time with this. I should have researched before I started this watch face, but you know, yeah, this one will work, I guess, similar enough. So when we make it smaller, it won't even matter, I guess. So like that, and I believe I have to make it lighter. Let's show everything else. And lock the layer. Okay. Yeah, we might go with something lighter here. Let me tweak this gradient. Just like that. And like that. Okay. So let's add it to the favorites. You never know when you'll need a different gray for another element. So, okay, this is done. And now, if you notice, we have another logo which says sport, or rather speed. Yeah, that's it, speed. So let's try and find it. Oh, yeah, perfect. We have one here, so let's copy image. And now let's go back into Facemaker, add a image here, and just Control T, and there we go. We have the image here. So let's start by cropping to content, scaling it, so let's go with 80 again. Maybe we'll be lucky. And it's not 80 now. Okay, so let's place it and resize it. And voila, I believe this is perfect. So now I will apply this scale right there, and then I will edit image, and we'll delete this chronograph part because it's not on the reference. So, and because this watch face in particular doesn't have a chronograph. So okay, now we need to compare the color. So let's enable everything else. And I really need to add a all visible button here. This is tricky because it depends on the widget you have selected. Okay, so okay, let's take a look at this, and maybe a little bit lighter. Let me apply a brightness effect and just increase the brightness. Way too much. There you go. Maybe 10. And okay, I'll go with 10. And okay, this is perfect, I guess. So we can now proceed, hide everything, and choose the next element to draw. So we're almost done with it, because we only need these marks all around, these circles, and the numbers. This will be tricky enough, okay? So right now, let's create these numbers here, the smaller ones, the thinner ones. And for this, I'm gonna add an image. This will be easier than these here because they're simple, okay? So let's press generate and try to match the placement here. So let's go with 79 by 79 and switch the dial. Select the hours 12 template here, and let's, I think this is light or thin. Let's go with the light one and increase the size. Okay, now increase the width. And this is way too much, of course, so let's okay, this is not far from what we need, I guess. Okay, so let me see here. I will zoom out, enable the snapping here, try to center it. Now let's see the position of the numbers, bring them outwards just a little bit. Of course we could do it manually, but I don't think it's necessary. It will look great anyway, so here I'm trying to match the color, okay? Yeah, it should be good enough. So we have matching numbers and others that don't match. Basically, the 8, the 7, the 5, and the 4. I'm so sorry. Maybe pulling it up just a little bit. And I believe we have a better result this way. So I call it done. And now we need to delete these, so the 12, the 9, the 3, and the 6. And all I need to do is edit image. So the eraser is already selected. Let's increase the radius. There we go. Delete this one, and finally this one. Okay, so save, and there we go. I believe this is now done. Yes, and it will work perfectly, I think. So we can now proceed and start taking care of those alter numbers, but I'll do a little break and I'll be back in a few minutes. Sorry for the interruption, we're back, and hopefully for you it was just a second. So let's proceed and let's add the other elements. So I'm gonna hide everything here and take a look at the reference, and this part will be tricky because it may not look like it, but this is complex. We have different colors on these circles, and there are several ways we can do this in Facemaker. I'll start by adding an image here, just like that, and press generate. Okay, so we're going to create this one here. Go. Now press generate and go with a smaller, and maybe I nailed it almost. No, it's 30. Okay, so we have a perfect sized square that we need to make a circle just by clicking this button here. There we go, and now we have the basis for that circle. Now let's place it. You can also enable the guidelines and find the center of the watch face. And you know what? I might go with 31. Yeah. So let's press generate again and insert 31. There we go. So now I'll make it a circle, and now it looks centered. Okay, so now we have that circle that we want to replicate all around the watch, and for that we're going to add a crop to canvas. So right now it's the same size as the watch, and the rotating pivot is located in the center of the watch face. So now we can do this. Go into the effects, add an array rotation, and we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 360, which is a whole range of degrees for a full lap, divided by 6 gives us 60. So let's insert 60 here and add a 6. And there we go. Now we have these circles we needed, but they have different colors, as you can see here. As I said, I could have done this differently by having a single circle and then replicating it. So clone it and move it, clone it and move it, and then giving them different colors. But I found it easier this way. So I create all in the same step. I create all the circles, okay? And now we apply a gradient effect. This one here. But it will have to be a radial gradient. So let me show you. Here I am going to sample this color. This is the start color, the one that will be on top. So let's pick it right there, and now let's select this one here and pick the lighter color, just like that. Now we'll push it to the center and select this one, and now it's stored on the memory, and when we click here on this bar, we will add another control point with the same color of the last control point we selected. So if we select this one and click here, boom, we have a control point with the same color. Now we need to change this gradient type into a radial or conical one. So let's press it, 1 and 2, and let's move this. Okay, and immediately you see that we have the correct color there and the right color here, down here. Now we need to create the others. So we need 2 here and 2 here. Okay, so let's do that. We select this one, add 1 here and 1 here, and then select the darker one and add 1 here and 1 here. Okay, so we still need to tweak this more. Now let me see here. Okay, and now we can bring the image back so we can see what we're doing. So the colors are picked and we have the gradient here. So let's show the image, and let's show also one of the backgrounds, and immediately you see what we have here. This is almost perfect, I would say. So let's further improve this by having 2 and making sure this is a single color here. Okay, we'll do the same for the others. So there and there, and now this one. Right there and right there. And I believe this will work perfectly, so we can call it done. And you see, it wasn't as complicated as you thought it would be. So I think we have, yeah, okay. We can now proceed, and no, I added a artistic text. Let's delete it. Here, let's go back into the reference image, and now we need the numbers and the marks. So we'll start by creating these marks all around, okay? So for that, we're gonna add an image and press generate and push it to the top. Let's say here, 15 by 15, okay. So now let's switch into a dial. And here on the dial, we'll select the hours 12 template, turn off the digits because we're creating the marks only, okay? So turn off the digits and turn on the minutes. There we go. And now we need to make it bigger. So right now it's 15 times 230 minus 466 is 436. Yeah, 436. So there we go. And now we need to match the start and end points. So let's push it inwards, just like that. Make them longer, and perhaps go even further inwards, like that. And then use a 2 pixels width, and it should work. We know this is centered, or at least it looks like, but we then can compare with the guidelines and center them better. Okay, so this is done. We just need to add that color. There we go, and it's done. We can proceed. So now let me try and tweak this position here. And now I'm using the arrow keys, okay? And 1 pixel downwards. And there we go. It should be perfectly centered. Let's lock it, and if you notice, we need to delete where those circles are. We need to delete the marks. So let's do that. Let's zoom in and press Edit Image. And it's already, the eraser is already selected. So let's make it the radius smaller, like that. And now let's delete all these right here, right here. Okay, we could as well put this behind the those circles, but then we have these that don't have circles, so yeah, it has to be done like this. Okay, so I believe this is done, I guess. Let me just, oh, I think I deleted an extra one. Oh darn. Okay, no problem. I will apply an effect here that will solve this. So you may notice that I accidentally deleted one extra mark there. Okay, so on the right they're perfect. So all we need to do is copy the ones on the right into the left quadrant. So I'm gonna do just that. First, I'll apply a flip horizontal. There we go. What was on the right went to the left. What was on the left went to the right. And now let's apply. And then we apply a mirror effect. So mirror, horizontal, et voila, all done. Okay, so press apply and we can now proceed. We have these marks and all we need now is the numbers here, these numbers. So let's add another image, press generate and try to match the position here. It doesn't really matter, you can put it on the top left, so I'll do that. And switch to the dial. And here I'm going to select the hours 12 as usual, and I'll make it the same size as the watch, so 466. And there we go. Now I need to match that font. Again, this won't be perfect in the end, but we can try and find something similar. And I believe I have a big noodle titling. No, it's not this one. Okay. Perhaps not this one. Oswald medium. There we go. This should work. So I'll start by selecting a lighter color. Perhaps this one. Yeah. Okay. So now let's try and place the numbers correctly. First, I will push them outwards. So let's decrease this value. And here I will need the original circles, the ones I created. So let me see if I can find them. Yeah, there we go. They're here. Okay, this is perfect. Now I need to rotate the numbers as they go around the watch. And you can do that simply pressing this button. There we go. And now there's another problem. They're inverted here on the lower quadrant. So we need to invert them. And you can do that easily by pressing this button here. There we go. Almost done, I would say. I just need to do some tricks and try to place the numbers correctly. So this is not bad, I would guess. Push them down and then push them outwards just a little bit. No, this won't work. So let's go back into the original placement right there. And yeah, I believe this will work. We'll leave it as is. Okay, so we're done and this is finished, I guess. So now we have another problem. If we enable everything, all the layers here, you'll notice that the numbers can all be the same color. Okay, because here they don't have that circle behind them, so they're practically invisible, and they're invisible in fact. So I'll fix this by adding a gradient, a radial gradient, and adding those colors, or rather I can use a normal gradient, I think. So let's do that. Effects, gradient, and there we go. And now I'll edit this, and this will be kind of tricky, so try to follow. Okay, so it should be brighter on the top. Not this bright, but I'll lower it just a little bit. And immediately I'll add a darker color here. Try to establish this transition right there. Okay, so from this color it goes into this one, and here I will select it, not this one. Yeah, this is a little bit complicated, so okay, let's select this one here, the darker one, and we'll add another stop here. Okay, and now we go back into the lighter color. So pick it, and then click, and there we go, and then add another stop, and then go back into the darker color. Not so soon, so we have to push it to the right. Do this, another click, go back into the lighter color, and add another stop. There we go. You can see what we're aiming at. So lighter, darker, lighter, darker, lighter. Here we have must add a dark color. So let me see if I can do it correctly. Let's select the darker one and add a stop here. Too soon, it seems. So there we go. And now add a darker one here, and then let's go back into the lighter color here. Right there, and this darker color must come down, and there we go. it is done. It was a little bit tricky, yes, I admit, but I think the result is good. And we can now turn off the guidelines and see what we have here. So, believe it or not, this will be the basis for all the others. I'll just be changing the gradients and all that. So since we have all these elements separated, this will be easy for us. So basically, if I come in here, I see that I have this different color for background. And all I have to do is just Control C, and here Control V, paste it. Now I'll hide it and add an effect, a gradient effect. And pick those colors. So this one and the top one right there. And there we go. And if we show the image now, you'll see that we now have a different theme, a different color. And everything we'll do from now on will be this. So Control C, red, Control V, hide it, and had a gradient effect. There we go. And now match those colors using the gradient picker. So this one on the bottom, this one on the top, and done. And there we go. Yeah, okay. So I think this one needs tweaking because, yeah, it is darker all the way, almost to the half of the watch. So I think I'll edit this this gradient here and make it look more like the reference. Okay, so this is done. Let's go into the next one. So the inner circle, Control C, Control V, hide these and this, and here I'll apply a gradient. And again, we pick the colors. So the bottom one first. There you go. And now the top one. And now you'll notice that we have a problem. So there we go. We might need to tweak it further because it doesn't quite look like the reference. I'm sorry. Let me just make sure that we're using the right colors, because this is important to achieve a nice result. Yeah, it should be darker. Let's do it this way and then push it up. Okay, let me see the result now. And I believe it's the one in the middle that it's not quite there yet. So I'll hide this one. Go back into this color here. Yeah. Well, you know, this is complicated because this is a mix of, oh no, this was not the, sorry. This is the color I should be picking. Okay, and this one for the bottom. So well, it looks so much bright. I'm not sure. Yeah, it should work now. Yeah, there you go. This is it. Okay, so now we can proceed and we'll have those marks all around. So in here, since they're all the same color, I believe that in the original one, so it's this one and these two, okay? I believe I can merge them. Let me just take a look and see if they are, yes, they look correct. So I believe I can merge it now, so add, and they're one single image. And you know, just for simplicity's sake, we should name our layers. So background, circle, middle, and circle inner. There we go. Now here I'm going to copy these marks into the red version. So Control C, red, Control V. The problem is they're darker. They need to be lighter, and for that we can simply apply a let's try with an invert effect. So invert, and now let's show all the other layers and see if it works. And I believe it does. I mean, they're there and they're visible, so I believe this will work. Okay, now we can proceed. Let's not waste too much time. Let's take care of the numbers. So here I believe I can merge them too. So hours 3, 9, and 6. No, 9. Oh, the 6 is here. Okay, so I won't merge it yet. I'll try. Now, I think I can merge them because I can use an effect to change them later, or maybe not. Let's select these three, this and this, and Control C, and here on the red, Control V. There we go. And now let's take a look and see what it looks like. Okay, I believe this circle here has a different color, so let's check that. And you know, this will be the most time-consuming thing you'll do on this watch face. Matching the colors. Yeah. So let's add a fill color here, and let's pick that color. I believe it's the same, but nevertheless. So let's show it, and yeah, I believe this will work. So let's go with this, and everything else should match. The one thing that doesn't match on this so-called red version is that this one has stripes, while this one, the white version, does not. So we have to create those stripes. Okay, and let's do it. So let's add an image here, and you'll notice that the blue version also has them, so we'll be recycling the stripes for the blue version too. Okay, so here I added an image. Let's put it there and try to match the placement more or less. Okay, so something like this, and let's press generate, and now we need to sample that color. So like that and like that, and now let's match the width. There we go. Now let's zoom in and check if we have a perfect match, and I believe we do. So in order to center it, if you want to, you can simply zoom out onto the 100% zoom, and then just pick it, and you'll see that you have the snapping enabled, that you can center it. Okay, and now it's centered. It doesn't have to go all the way up, but I'll do it. I'll put it on the 0. Okay, just like that. And now we need to match the height of the watch, so 466. There we go, and this one is done. So now I am going to create another one, but first hide this one. And remember to lock the layers once you're finished with them, okay? It will make your life so much easier. Okay, let's do it differently. Instead of generating images after images, let's simply clone. Okay, this one is cloned. We can show it, and all we have to do is push it to the right. Right there, and now we'll unlock the aspect ratio and make it thinner. And there we go. And this one is done. We just need to give it the right color. So effects, fill color, and I'll select that blue color there. Set it to the favorites. It's not being used anywhere else, but I'll need it for this inner one. Okay, so right now this is done. We can now replicate or clone, push it to the right, yeah. The aspect ratio is already unlocked, so we can simply scale. And yeah, I'll go with this. So let's go with 94. Show the others and see what we have here. We need to add that color, so let's do it now. There we go. Add it to the favorites. And I think they're more or less the same width. And oh no, this is perfect now. Okay, so this is it. We can proceed, and now this one is done. We can clone it, push it to the right, and hide the other one. So, okay, so like this, make it thinner. Okay, and now change the fill color into this one. And this is done. Hide it, clone it, unhide it, and add the last one before the center stripe. We're almost done. This one is much thicker. Okay, like that. Oh, I still have one more to go. Okay, that's not a problem, I guess. Now change the color. Nope. Here. So go and fetch that color. There we go. And clone. It's hidden. So I can simply move this one. Oh, and this one will be the red one. Okay. We're almost done. So 29. Let's go with this. And now hide. And here I will pick that color there. And now I am noticing one thing. So there's a problem. This is in fact a gradient, not a fill color. Oh dear. Okay, no problem. We can fix it very quickly. So here I'll add a gradient. Pick the bottom red color. It's almost like a pink color. And pick the top color. So you see, this is not a simple color. This is a gradient. So all the others need fixing. Okay. Not that this is that important, I guess, but I think that overall it will work in our advantage, to our advantage. So it should be on top. There we go. But let's hide it for now, and let's take care of the gradients. This won't take too long. Okay, so let's select this one. This is not the outer one. This is the outer one. So now all we have to do is add a gradient and just pick those colors. So this one and the top one right there. Let's add it to the favorites and done. Okay, once you show it, you see what we have here. Okay, so this is now done. Let's proceed and go into the next. So now we can delete this fill color, add a gradient, and pick the colors. Yeah, I should have noticed this before I started, but now it will be easier. All we need to do is add a last gradient and change the gradient into this one. Now the next one will be the blue, yeah. So delete the fill color, last gradient, and choose the blue gradient. Now this one is the blue or violet gradient. I'm so sorry. If I had done this since the start, this would have been easier. So, okay. There we go. And I believe this is now done. I won't be merging the stripes, not just yet, because I will need them. And I just need to put the numbers above the stripes. So this one, and this one. Okay. So now you can see what we have here. And I believe this will work perfectly, okay? So this is what we need. Now we need to address something. So basically, we have this, okay? But if you notice the reference, the stripes are only up until here, okay? So we need to cut these stripes. But before we do that, I need to copy them into the blue one and take care of the gradients, okay? So I think I'm gonna do that. So let's choose all of the stripes. I believe it's this one, this, and this one. Okay, so Control C, and here I'll paste it on the blue. There we go. And now we can simply hide them and go and edit the gradients. So for this one, pick the bottom one, pick the top one, add to the favorites, and it's done. And now let's edit this one here. This one is very similar. It's a blue one, at least. So there you go. Add it to the favorites, and now all we need to do is select a different gradient here. So this one is the third, so it's the dark one. This one is the lighter one. So there we go. This is the dark one. The dark one. Okay. And finally, the center one. So for this one, I'll just need to change and sample these colors here. This one and this one. And it all should match now. So there we go. Just perfect. Okay. So now we have a problem. It's that problem there. So the stripes are going over this part, and we need to cut it, okay? We could have done this differently. So if I had created these as circles and put them above the stripes, we wouldn't be having this problem. But we have it, so we have to solve it. Okay, so to start with, I am going to merge all the stripes. So let's go and do it. Add, and add, and finally this one. Okay, and let's do the same on the red one. Okay, I believe it's this one, so add, and add, and I believe this is the final one. Indeed it is. Okay, so we need to find a way to cut it. We need to cut these stripes and make them visible only inside this inner circle. And for that, I am going to select the inner circle, this one here. No, it's not this one, it's this one. We should have named it, I guess, so I guess I'll do it now. So circle inner, and this is the middle one, circle, middle, and this is the background, and there we go, all named. So now I need to create a copy for the circle middle, okay, and or rather no, it's the inner one, sorry. So I'm gonna clone it and I'm gonna put it above the stripes. So let's name this stripes. And now I'm gonna put this cloned inner circle and put it above the stripes, okay? And you can see now that we're over the part that we need. We need to delete all the rest. And for that, I am going to make this inner circle the same size as the canvas, right there. And then I'll apply the gradient, it doesn't matter, and apply a invert alpha effect, just like that, okay? So what was opaque now is transparent, and what was transparent now is opaque. And we can use that. So right now we can use this part that is opaque to remove it from the stripes. Let's do that. So let's press merge down and subtract. And there we go. We have the stripes cut to the shape of that inner circle. And that's exactly what we needed, okay? This is perfect now. Let's do the same for this blue version. So for that, I need to copy the background, the circle middle, the circle inner, and the marks. Okay, so Control C. Here I'll select the blue container, Control V, and let me put the stripes above everything else, just like that. Okay, so now we can hide and try to match the gradients. So let's go and first take care of the background. So the background, all we have to do is go into the gradient and pick these colors here. It's as easy as doing this, okay? In the end, you should have a good result. So there we go. Now go and take care of the middle one. So select the gradient, and now let's add it. So select the bottom one, the bottom color, just like that, and select the top color like that. Now let's see what we have here, and this should work. And finally the inner circle. So edit the gradient, select the bottom color, select the top color, there we go, and all done. And now we can show everything. And there we go. Very similar to the reference image, okay? Now we need to apply that same cutout we made to the stripes for the red version. And for that, I'm going to duplicate the circle inner, so clone, put it above the stripes, and make it the same width and height of as the canvas, just like that. And here I'll apply the gradient, doesn't matter, and invert the alpha, so invert alpha, there we go. And finally remove this white part from the stripes. So merge down, subtract, and there we go, all done. Okay, we can now proceed and copy the numbers, I guess. So we also need this circle here, so let's select them all. What is this? 12, 3, 9, 6, and the circle. Okay. So Control C, blue, Control V, and there we go. Somehow the image got above the 6, but now it's perfect, I guess. So let me just take a look at the numbers, because I think they look too dark for this version here. Or maybe not. Yeah, I think I'll go with it. I'll use it, okay. Let me see here. the noise and the border. Let's add a fill color, okay? There's no problem in trying, I guess. We need a darker version of that. And yes, I believe this will work better. Because right now they look a little bit too dark. Okay, let's do that. Let's apply this last fill color, put it behind the noise effect. Do the same for the 9. So last fill color, put it on the back, and there we go, all done. And I like the numbers more now, I guess. Now we need those other numbers, and I believe I haven't copied them to the red version, so let's find them. Well, let me just enable a feature here, which is the highlight, show a layer highlight. Okay, so now every time we go over a layer here on the left, they will be highlighted here on the right, and this will, yeah, there we go. So let's call this I don't know, marks 2, and then I'll copy it. So Control C, go into the red version, Control V, and they will need to be lighter, I guess. So Control C here and copy them to the blue version too. So there we go. I believe I don't think I have to hide all this. I have the references here. So let me take a look, and yes, they look lighter on both the red and the blue versions. So let's take care of that. Let me see if invert effect will solve it. So, and yes, I believe it does. So let's apply an invert effect, and there you go. Yeah, I think it works. So we can now proceed, and we're coming almost to the worst part of this watch face, which is the hands. We'll have to make the hands for the hours, minutes, and seconds, and that will be, yeah, it will give us a lot of work. So Control C, or rather, let's copy these 3. It will be faster. There we go, and into the blue one. 1, 2, and 3. Control C, blue, Control V. There we go. And here, as before, they are different. Okay, the numbers. Let me check the reference. So let's open this and GIMP, and this one too. Yeah, open with GIMP. No, I do not want to update. You crazy GIMP. Okay, so yeah, we need to sample that color. I believe this is sort of a bluish color, and the numbers also have it. Okay, so I might have to change that. Now let's copy the logos. I believe we can merge these two, so let's do that. Add, we call it logo. This will make it easier for us to identify it. So copy, and here, paste, and we need to invert it also, so let's do that. Invert, or maybe not. Let me check the reference on GIMP. And indeed it is. So it's inverted, but it should be brighter. So let's apply also a brightness effect here. And it's not standing out. I believe I have to add a shadow effect also. So let's do that. Increase the strength. Oh, this is way too much. Okay, why does it look so different? Well, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't. Well, okay, I'll keep it this way. This should work. So Control C, copy it into the blue version. There we go. And here I might remove the shadow effect. There we go. And perhaps do the same on the red one. Yeah. Yes. Let me duplicate it and see how it looks. So without and with the duplicated one, yes, I think it stands out more this way. So I'll merge these two and leave it as is. Okay. Now we should, of course, invert this. Or maybe not. Maybe I just need to invert the marks. Not these. These. Yeah. Let's invert it. So basically what we're trying to do is make it work as usual. Because, you know, these problems will arise when you're creating your watch face. And you have to find a way to solve them. So let me see just the color of the circles on the reference image. Okay, this is way simpler, I guess, because they're one single color and the numbers and the marks too. So yeah, this is great. So I'm gonna do it. First, let's hide everything. We can match the colors with the reference. So like that and like that. Okay, now let's go into the, I believe it's this one, no, this one here. Okay, let's remove the gradient and instead go with fill color, I would say. So not a fill texture, sorry, a fill color, and then we'll sample this color here. Add to favorites. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So now this one, the marks, the ticks here. So I'll remove the invert and add a last fill color. And I'll do the same for this one here. Yeah, which is the numbers, or rather the numbers are all okay. The numbers, I'll use a gradient, this one here, and I'll use this one, I guess. Well, we can sample it. It's no big deal, I guess. So there we go. And now let's see what we have here. And there we go. Yes, only now I have noticed that the numbers are wrong. They should be 24, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. As you can see here. Okay, so this is a problem, yes, but I won't create them all over again. Yes, I won't create them. It will be crazy to have to do it again. So I won't do it, I'm sorry, but I won't. So here we have a problem because now these numbers are different. We need a different color. So I'm gonna do this in a different way. So these are correct, the ones that are on the circles, okay? So I'm going to apply this and I am going to clone it, hide that one, and Okay, we have this one here that we can now delete the ones on the circles. Right there, right there, right here, and right here. Okay, this should be fine now. And now we have only the others, those that should be a different color. And all I have to do now is go and add a fill color and select that color. There we go. We could have done that with the first one on the white version, but well, I like to do things the hard way sometimes. Okay, oh, now I need to delete those others from this image. It's not important, I mean, they're behind the lighter version, but I will delete them. So let's do that, just so we have a perfect image in the end. Okay, should be done. Now we can show these two, and we can even merge them. Or rather, perhaps I'll use them for the red. Let me take a look at the red version. And they're also different indeed. So dark. Oh, here it's different. Oh, we have a red one, and we have red marks. So this is going to be more complicated than we thought. Okay, I'm gonna do a small pause here for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're back and we can continue and finish this watch face, hopefully. I think I'll make these numbers a little bit lighter. Right now you can't really see them well, so I'll increase the brightness just a tad. And yes, I believe this will give us a better result. Let's go back into the red one, because we still have these numbers to address. If you take a look at the reference, they're either dark or light. So yeah, I believe I won't have much problem solving this. But the circles here, yeah, they are a problem. So I will duplicate them and delete the ones, the lighter ones, and color these ones red. Okay, and then do the opposite, do the inverse, and color these here with a white color. So let's do that. So I believe the circles, there we go, it's this one. So let's name them accordingly so we can identify them. So here, let's duplicate this one, hide it, and here I will delete all but these. So I guess the red ones are this, this, and this. And indeed they are. So let's do that. Edit image, and we have the eraser selected. So just a matter of going in and deleting all the unnecessary circles. There we go. And now let's do the opposite. Now we want to maintain the lighter ones, the ones that will become rather, sorry, so here we have all. Okay, yeah, we have to delete the darker ones. So let's do that. And edit image and delete the darker ones. There we go. This one, and this one. Okay, so now the darker ones will be red. So these here will be red. We need to show the reference so we can sample color. There we go. And these are the lighter ones and these are the darker ones. There you go. And now here I'll apply a let's not use the gradient, let's go instead with a fill color. It will be simpler for us to use the fill color. There you go. Now they're red, and indeed they are. And now let's go into the lighter ones, these, and delete the gradient and add a fill color. There we go. And I'll sample this color here. And there we go. Now if we show both of them, you'll see that we have exactly what we needed, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Okay, this should work. Now we can merge them. So let's merge these two. We should start merging layers because in the end we'll be merging them. So it will make our life easier to do it now. Now we just have a problem to address, which is the numbers. They don't have the right color, so we have to solve it. On the reference, they are either black or white, or rather that brownish color. This won't be easy. Okay, this is not going to be easy. Let me see how we can solve this as fast as we can. Okay, so let's start by hiding circles and everything we don't need. So this, and okay, hide everything else. As I said, this is not going to be easy because we have some, some things to address here. First, the first one should be to identify the ones that we need to keep, to maintain, in order to delete the other ones, so we can color them easily. So we will need 3 versions of the numbers, one for the red, one for the brownish color, and another one for the whitish color. Okay, so let's duplicate the numbers here, and let's give it a name, numbers. There you go. Let's clone it twice. Okay, this one will be numbers red, this one numbers dark, and this one numbers light. Okay, so now we know what we need to delete. So on this one we'll only keep the red numbers, so it will be 23, 19 and 15. In this case 3, 7 and 11, because we made that mistake with the numbers. So let's do it. We can remove the gradient effect. We won't need it anymore. So edit image, and we have the eraser selected. So let's delete everything we don't need. Oops, I went over, but no problem. We just press this button, reset, and Facemaker will bring everything back. Okay, so now we can delete. Well, I guess we could. Okay, oh yeah, the original image had a gradient effect, so we have to create a new copy of this one and rename it numbers red and restart. I'm sorry. So numbers red, and there we go. And now we can hopefully finish this. So edit image, and here I'll delete everything, all the numbers that won't be red. So this one, this, 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 and this one. Okay, so we're now done, and we can save, and there we go. And if we show it, you now see that we can give it that color. So let's go into the gradient effects, remove that, and add instead a fill color. And we should have it here. But it's not this color, so let's pick the right one, this one here, and there we go. Now we have red numbers and we can hide it. Now let's take care of the dark ones. So let's show them here, 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 and down here. Oh, we have this one too and this one. Okay, no problem. Let's edit image, just like that. And now let's delete everything that won't be dark. Okay, this one, here, here, and here, and there we go, and save. And now we can go and add a fill color, this one, and pick that color there. So let's go with a medium dark color, something like that, and this one is done. Okay, so now we can take care of the light ones. So let's edit image, and let's delete those that won't be lighter or white. This one, that one will be not this one, not this one, this one, and finally these two here need to go. So I guess we're done now. We can show them and apply a fill color. Last fill color, and pick that whitish color there, and there we go. Now we can merge all these three, so had, and there we go. And now we can show everything else, and it should be final. I hope so. So there you go. And yes, I believe this is final. This is exactly what we needed. Now there's only one thing to address, which are those marks. We have some that are red, so we need to make them red. Okay, so I'm gonna hide the layers once again, and let's take a look at the reference. So it's these 10 here, 10 more here, and 10 more here, and these need to be red. So I'm going to try and find the, oh, here they are. Okay, so here I'll apply a gradient. So set a gradient effect. There we go. And now let's try and create that gradient. So we know that up until here it's red. So one of them here will be red. This one right there, and let's switch to conical, and it's the other way around. So this, we should switch the colors, and the red should go all the way up to there. And now we can select the white and add a, or rather, let's make it slightly grayish, not totally white. Avoid pure whites. Okay, so now I'll add a new stop here. And now we need to make sure that this transition is perfect. So right there, and we can now make these two colors tighter, and you'll notice that they're now red here. Now we need to make the same thing for these, okay, down here. So I'll pick the red color, put it somewhere in here, and now I'll try and create a limit. So it should start sooner, so let's push it. You can control what you're doing by looking at the reference here, because we know it has to start here and go all the way to 180 degrees, okay? So always try to match that. Okay, this should work. Now a new stop here, and then a new wide stop here. And this can go all the way to 180. So let's try and match that. And I believe this is perfect. And now we only need these here. So let's try and do it. a new white color here. Let's select the red one and add a control point there. And now we need to set it where it ends, and I believe this will work. So a new control point here, and we're almost done. And there you go. And I believe this gradient will work perfectly. So let me see now the final result. And yes, this will work wonderfully for what we need, and I believe this watch face is now done. All the versions are created, but I think we need the 1986 thing there. Where did I put it? Well, I don't know why, but I guess I deleted it. So it's not important, I guess. Yeah, I won't waste more time with this. Let me just take a look at what we have in all watch faces. So this one is everything is there, I guess. The red one also. I guess we could make those marks a little bit brighter. So here I'll apply a brightness effect and increase the brightness on these numbers. This is way too much, so tone it down, and yes, I believe this will work. Okay, so now we have all the backgrounds, and what I'll do is merge all the images because we don't need them anymore. They are replicated for each style. So right now I just need to merge them, and let's do that. Just like that. And we need to do this for the three variants, for the three styles we have. Okay. And we're getting to the point where we'll have to design the watch hands, and yes, that will take us some time. Now crop the canvas to sphere, and voila, all done. Now let's do the same for the red version. So add. And if you remember, and if you followed this video since the beginning, we had nothing. All these images and all these graphics were created on Facemaker. Nothing else was used to create them. Okay, so this is done. We can now to sphere. There we go. And finally the blue version. Just a matter of merging them so that in the end we have only one image for the watch to process. This is important. Okay, so okay, it's done. Crop the canvas. There's no need to crop the canvas because the image is exactly the size of the canvas. So all we need to do is press to sphere, and there we go. And we have all three variants. Okay, the one that will be shown by default is this one, the white, since it's selected here on the main background container, default white. Okay, so now we can hide this and go into the reference. We have to create the hands, and I'm gonna do it right now. I'm not going to create the rotaries, the graphics straight on the rotaries. I'm going to create the hands on an image widget, and then I will copy the image from here into the rotary. Okay, so try to follow. First I had an image, an empty image, and now I am going to rotate the reference image right here. What I want is, I want this watch hand pointing north, okay, pointing at 12 o'clock. So let's enable the guidelines and let's see if this is more or less centered, and I guess it is. So this should work, yeah. Okay, let's use this. So we have several approaches we can use now. I could use a vector draw and draw it, but instead I'll use or rather we can't, because this is not a rotary. Okay, let's try that. Let's go into the time and add a custom. Call this one white also. Remember, you have to do the same thing you did here on the background. You have to add a custom container and then add the variants inside. So the white pointers, the red pointers, the blue pointers. Okay, so here on the white, I'm going to add a rotary. Okay, and I'm going to set it to hours 12. But I'm not going to use it just yet, okay? First, I'm going to add an image. And we don't need this one, so we can delete it. And here, I'm going, or rather, let's go into the hours 12 and press generate. And this is the hand generated, okay? It's not much to look at right now because you only have this shape here. But we can make it so that it looks more like this, okay? And that's what we want. So let's start making this shape. We can edit the top width and bottom width in separate, okay? So, but since this is a straight hand, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to make it the same on the top and on the bottom. And here I will use, let me see, let's go with 20 and 20. Okay, now we enable the watch hand center. There we go. And okay, now we need to set it, push it upwards. So we have that round shape there. And the hand itself needs to be smaller. So let's do it this way. Okay, and now we can push it downwards by defining the watch hand center down here. Okay, should be very close, something like that. Let's make it shorter and push it up until you can't really see where the hand starts and the center of the hand ends. Right there, okay? You can simply merge, or rather lock the layer here so you don't see the border. It should allow you to have a better perspective of how it looks, okay? So now let's move this up and zoom in. And we need now a tip of the hand. And remember, we have to know exactly the size of the hands that we're creating. Right now it's 20 width. It is 90 pixels high. And now we'll add the tip. And this is a arrow. You can change it to round, you can change it to flat. We'll go with a triangle and make it shorter. So something like that, okay? So 19, let's go with a even number, 18. And this should be enough. Now we can define the color. It's not important because we'll be adding a gradient afterwards. But just so we have a better perspective of what we have. Right now, I will color it straight away, okay? So this is done, and we can now add the minutes. So rotary, and now let's rotate the reference image like this, and then try to make the minutes hand face 12 o'clock, just like that, okay? And now we can go back into editing our hand. Let's set it as minutes and then press generate. And as before, I'm gonna set it to 20 on top and on the bottom. Just like that. set a center, and now we can make it, I guess, yeah, let's push it up like that. Now make it shorter, somewhere, something like this should work. And now add a tip, and I believe it was 18. There we go. And this is now done. We can now also pick the colors, so something like this, and we're done. Remember, we're just creating the basics, the basic form of the hand. This is not the final hand. This is just the initial shape, okay? Now let's go and finish this by adding a second hand, this one here. And I believe I'll make it longer because I think it's too short. So I'll make it come all the way up to here or even here. We'll see, okay? Let's go into the reference image and rotate this back to 0. And I believe I have to rotate this at least 160. Well, too much. You know, we can now finish it. And remember, this is just a reference. We don't have to make it exactly like the reference. We have some freedom of creativity, so we can create it the way we want. So let's add a rotary, and here I am going to select the seconds and press generate. And now let's start by selecting the color straight away, just like that. And I won't be using this color, but it doesn't matter, okay? So now, I believe the hand is, let me see here. Yeah, it is thicker down here and thinner on the tip. Okay, so we can do that very easily now. So now, first I will push this up, all the way up to there. Okay, I'll go up until there, okay? And now let's make it longer. Something like this. We'll then add that circle you see there. But right now, just focus in getting the right shape, okay? So now I'll make the tip thinner. So let's go and define the tip width. And perhaps 2 is too small. Let's go with 3. And on the bottom, I'll go with 7. Okay, so this is now done. I guess this is finished. So we don't need anything else now. We have the basic shapes. We can reset the reference image back to 0. And now let's go back into the hands and finish them. So hours, let's start with the hours. Let's go back to it. And we can see that it has a cutout all along the body of the hand. So we need to cut this shape out, and then we need to add this one here, okay? And this will be different colors for each version of the hands. Right now, to do this, all we have to do is add an image and press generate. So we'll make it so the same width as the cutout, and I believe I will go with 11 width, and I think I have the same number of pixels on each side, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, almost the same amount. So this should work. Now let's take care of the height. There we go. I think I will, I think I'll make it bigger, because that way it will work for the minutes hand too. So right there. And now let's define where it goes. And I believe, let me get back into this, into the snapshot, the reference image. right now I'm pressing the now let me see here, and yeah, I went too far, but no problem. Now I can simply push it upwards just like that until we have the right placement right there. Okay, so now I'm going to clone this one and hide it. We can now return the image back to its original rotation, just like that. And now we can show these images we created, this one here. And what I'm going to do now is take this one from this one. So I'll press merge down and subtract. And it should be thinner. Yeah, it's not centered. So let's undo. There we go. Let's make it thinner. So we need to unlock the aspect ratio and make it 10 in width and apply. Okay, and we should do the same to this one here. So 10 and apply. Okay, now let's try and merge them. So first I'll save just in case anything goes wrong, and merge down, subtract, and there you go. Now it is exactly what we needed. Okay, now it's perfect. Let me just zoom out. Yeah, this will work wonderfully. Okay, now we have this, and we need to do the same to the minutes hand. So I'll put this image we cloned above the minutes and hide the hours, show the minutes and the shape we created. And unfortunately we have to edit it. No problem. Okay, so let me see here. I am going to mark where it ends using the guidelines, and it ends there. Okay, we can disable the guidelines editor and zoom out. And we now need to push this upwards because we can still see the tip of the minutes hands, and we don't want that. Okay, we want to totally remove that down until here. Okay, so now let's push it up right there and make it bigger, and there we go. Now we can apply and subtract, and there we go. So now this should work perfectly for our needs. And now all we need is that shape to put underneath. And that shape will have a different color depending on the version of the white, the red, and the blue one. Okay, so let's zoom in and see what we have here. Okay, let's create that shape we talked about, and let's add an image. I know this is getting too long, I am so sorry, but this is a very complex watch face, so we can't avoid it. Okay, we really have to do this. Okay, let's draw the shape, and now I'll go all the way down here, and I'll make it the same for the minutes and for the hours. We won't be complicating this. Okay, so this is done, and now we can press fill and apply. So save. There we go. Now we need to copy this part into the right quadrant. Okay, and for that we'll apply a mirror effect, horizontal, and there we go. We have that shape we needed. Okay, let's apply, and let's make a copy of it. So let's clone, and we now have to put it beneath the hours hand. So if we now show it, that is what we have. And we might need to push it a little bit downwards like this. And yes, this should work. Okay, so now that we have this, we can now hide the hours and the shape underneath, and show the image for the minutes and the minutes itself. So now we select it, and with the arrow keys we push it up. And there we go. Now I need to hide the reference because I want to see what is happening here. Okay, you might need to tweak this. Hours, and I think I moved the wrong one. Image cloned. No, this is hidden. And where is this one? Well, I should crop it to contents. Yeah, that way you can see better where it is. So yeah, we pushed it upwards. So let's push it downwards now. And I believe that if we make a little tweak here, which is to resize it to 20, it should look much better. There we go. Now, this is exactly what we need, and we'll leave it as is. And let's go do the same for the minutes. And yes, it also needs that little tweaking. Let's crop the content first and push it left, or rather, no. This one might not need that tweak. Make it 20 and see, and push it up. There we go. Now this should work perfectly, and we have all the finished shapes. Now we need to make it special, make it work, okay? So now let's go into the hours, and here I will crop the content and show it. And let's give it a gradient. Okay, so now we have the gradient, and I need to create a gradient that will, you know, work on this head. So right now I am choosing two gray colors, and I will rotate the gradient. So put the dark part on the right. And here I will try to create a harsher transition, just like that. And there we go. Let me see how it looks with the... Okay, this might be too dark. We're just trying to create a, almost like a shadow on that part, okay? We can maybe make this lighter. No, not this one, sorry. This one here. There we go. And I believe this will work. I will add it to the favorites there. And okay, this is now done. And I would like also to add an inner shadow. So let's go and add an inner shadow. Make it a lighter color, something like this. And reduce the blur. So what we want is that, you know, almost like a wear and tear around the watch hand, okay? It will give it some realistic look, I guess. So I believe this is what we need, exactly what we need. So now let's go into the minutes, and this one will be much faster because now we can simply crop the content and then go here and copy from hours 12. And there we go. This is now done. Okay, now let's create the other variants. Oh, I forgot. I have to take care of the seconds. So the seconds here, I don't see any color that stands out. So the seconds will use that color, that grayish color that it already has. But okay, we need to create that center, that pivot center. So I'll add an image, press generate, and make it small, so something like 9 by 9. And maybe pick this two colors, the brighter and the lighter color. Let's zoom in, make it a sphere or a circle, and put it there. Now let's hide everything else. I want to look at it without any interference of other images and lock them. Okay, this can be quite simple, but I believe it will work. I might do something else. Duplicate this circle here and move it 2 and 2, and then make this one 4 pixels smaller. And here on the effects, I will add a fill color and apply a black color right there. Okay, and yes, this will work much better. Now we have that center that we can use for the other variants also. So let's merge these two. They're here. Okay, so now let's take care of the other variants. Finally, the other variants. So this one will be the red, and another one, this one will be the blue. There we go. So now we need to copy everything here. Okay, so let's select them all just like that. Control C, Control V, and now select everything again. Control C and then Control V, and there we go. We have them copied on the others. Okay, so right now the only difference here will be the color of the seconds, and and this shape we had it. For some reason this is out of order. We can easily solve it. White, the red, and the seconds here. Okay, so we only need to change that color of this image here. So let me show you. Zoom out. And here I'll select the default also, which will be the white. Okay, so here we only need to change the color of this shape, this the hours 12, this shape behind the hand. So that's what I'll be doing basically. So let's show this, or rather not this, the reference. I'm sorry, I understand how this can be quite complex for you, especially if you're just starting. But if you find this video too complex for you, go and watch the other ones, okay? So yeah, let me sample this color. There we go. And this one here will apply the same effect, last fill color. And there we go. And the seconds will remain the same. So we can basically just merge it. So we can unhide everything just like that and merge them. So, okay, and add. And the minutes we can, I need to apply a shadow effect. So let's zoom in, push this here, and you'll notice that we have, sorry, I should have applied that gradient, I'm so sorry, on the seconds too. So let's undo. Fortunately, we have the undo feature. So let's go into the white one here, and on the seconds hand, I am going to crop the content and then apply this effect. And I won't be doing that that circle there because it will take too much time. Okay, so let's apply a gradient, this one, and I think I saved it. Yes, I did. There we go. We have it here. So okay, now it is correct. Okay, so now we can merge this one, add, and add a now that it's merged, we can add a shadow effect. There we go. Increase the radius, and I'll go with 4. Okay, and now on the minutes one, I think it's cropped the content, and indeed it is. So I'm going to apply all the effects and add the shadow. There we go. And now we can merge it with this image here, I believe. And yes, I believe I can merge it. Let me just maybe push it upwards just a little bit. Yeah, it's not that important, I guess. So yeah, I believe this will work. So add, and they're merged. Okay, now we can hide it and take care of the hours. So here I'll apply all the effects, add the shadow, and finally merge with that image there. Now I'll crop the canvas, set the pivot to 233 by 233. It's the center of the watch face, and let's hide the reference because I want to show you something now. So this is done. Now this one here is the minutes. There you go. We can also show it. Crop the canvas, set it the pivot to the middle, and then crop the contents. There we go. And here I believe I can crop it to contents also. And finally the seconds hand. There we go. So crop the canvas, set the pivot to the center of the watch face, and then crop the contents. And there we go. So now we need to place it in the right place. I guess I forgot about moving it first. I'm so sorry. So let's zoom in and do it by hand. So something like that. Now let's set the pivot. Okay, all is done now. You can now simply press preview. And there we go. I believe that is working correctly. So we have everything we need. We just need to proceed and take care of the other ones, because I want to show you how the styles are created afterwards. Okay, so now let's try to be quicker. Let's go here and select on the time. Let's set the default as the red one. There we go. So here we need to first put this underneath the hours, this one underneath the minutes, right here, and these will have different colors than the other. So basically what I want to do is here it already has the gradient, and indeed it has. So here I just need to define the red color I want. So let's switch to red here. And on this one here, I will hide it, the seconds, and enable the hours. Just like that, okay? And now I am going to use a variant of this red color. So let's do that. Let's come into this image here, and let's apply a fill color. Pick that red color, perhaps here. And now let's make it lighter, much lighter. So something like that. It's not perfect, but it will make it different from the other variant. There we go. Now this is applied to the other one too. Now we can do what we did with the other hand. So first here we'll apply a shadow. There we go. Set it to 4. And yes, I believe this will work. So now that this is done, we can merge these two right here. So add. There we go. This is done. Let's go to the next one and hide the hours. There we go. Here I'll apply the same shadow effect. So last shadow, and then merge down. There we go. And finally the seconds. This one will be straight out red. Okay. I'll apply a gradient, and now I'll pick this red color here and the same color here, so it's all red. and then I'll make one of them darker. I believe it's this one. Exactly. So now that we have this color, we can click here and make this transition harsher. Something like that. Okay. And now let's make this a little bit lighter. And there we go. So now we can add this pivot here and merge it down. Add. And finally, we can add the shadow. So shadow, and push it all the way to 4 and apply. So I believe we have everything we need. Now all we need to do is crop the canvas, set the rotation pivot to 233 by 233, and then finally crop the content. And let's do the same for the others. So this is the minutes, and we'll crop the canvas, set the pivot. This way it's easier to set it to the center of the watch, okay? So this is now done. We can now crop the content, and voila. And finally, the hours. We're almost done. We're almost finished, so hang in there, crop the canvas, set the pivot, and then crop the content. And there we go. We have all 3 hands, and we can now preview it. So press play. Well, we should have went with the full red there, but it doesn't matter. I guess it works just the same. It looks good. So that's what we're going for. Looking good. Okay. So, and I should say that the second hand looks lovely. I think it works wonderfully. So now to finish this off, we are going to define here on the time, we're going to define the blue as the default one, and on the background, the blue. So there we go. And now we need to do exactly the same we've been doing. So show these images here. Put this one underneath the hours, and now I'm going to use a version of the blue color. So apply a fill color, and here we could maybe go with a full outblown blue, just like this, but I won't do it. I will go with the lighter version of the color, okay, because I think it will look better. So a washed out blue, just like that, or maybe use one of these. No, this one is too, yeah, this one will work wonderfully. So there you go, that one is done. Here we apply the last one, so the blue one, there you go, and we can apply. Now let's finish this by first apply a shadow effect here. So shadow, go with a setting of 4, there we go, and now we can merge it with the image below. There you go, ours is done. And now let's take care of the minutes. So image, put it beneath the minutes and show them both. And now here I will have the shadow. There we go. And now we can merge it with this one. Okay. Add. And this is done. And finally, let's take care of the seconds. And we're almost finished here. So the seconds will create a gradient with blue colors. So here let's crop the content and apply a gradient effect. There we go. And here I will try and pick one of these colors. This one should work. And now make this one darker. So just like that. I'm not really sure if this works, but I believe it does. So make that transition harsher, just like that. And now I'll make this color lighter. There you go. Now this is done, and we can now merge this pivot image into the end. So just like that. Finally, apply a shadow effect with a 4 setting. There you go. Apply all, and we can now finish this by simply cropping to canvas, setting the pivot, and then cropping to content. Same for minutes. Crop to canvas, set the pivot, and then crop to content. And finally the second. So crop to canvas, set the pivot. Same for the X coordinates, and then crop to content. And there we go. If we show the 3 of them and press play, there you go. Now we have 3 elements, 3 styles that we can use to create those styles for the watch series. So how do we make it work now? So basically, let me just stop the preview and press the styles button. Here is where we create styles. So right now I'm going to add a new style, and I am going to call it blue, or rather white. So double click and rename. Okay, so now we have the main background container and the time container, and we have those variants we created. So now all we have to do is mix them. Okay, so for the white style, I want the white background and the white hands. Okay, and this is done. We can now add a new one, and this style I'll call it red. And for this one, I'll select the red background and the red hands. And finally, I'll add a new style, and this one will be the blue. And for this style, I will select the blue background and the blue hands. And now we have all the 3 styles that we'll be able to select on the watch. And if you come in here, you can define the one you want to be default. So I'll keep the white one as the default and press close. And believe it or not, we have a watch face for the watch series that you can select different styles. And we made it in Facemaker in just under 3 hours. Well, I am sorry that this video got so long, but basically this is it. This is how you create different styles for your watch series watch. I use the Watch 3, but you can use the Watch 3 or Watch 4, any of the variants, and you can even select the style you want here. So this was basically it. You can also add, by the way, here I could have added styles for the day too. So you'll notice that you have custom widgets here that you can add, and I could create 3 variants for the date and have the date being displayed here, for example, with different colors depending on the style selected. Okay, so I think you have seen how it looks in the beginning of this video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you keep coming back and watching my videos. And sorry that this one was so long, but I think this is an incredible feature from the Huawei watches that you will want to learn. Okay, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I see you on the next one. Bye.